Hello, bedtime thinkers, and welcome to the Bedtime Discoveries. I'm so glad you are here. This is a gentle space where science meets calm, and together we drift into knowledge while your body drifts toward rest. Tonight, let's explore something beautifully familiar and yet still full of mystery. We'll be learning about what happens when you sleep, from the first gentle yawn to the quiet rhythms of your dreams, and to the deep restoration that prepares you for tomorrow. Before we begin, I'd love to know where in the world you're listening from and what time it is for you right now. Feel free to leave a soft comment below, sharing your location and the hour of the night. And if this calm exploration helps you relax, please remember to gently like this video and softly subscribe to the Bedtime Discoveries so we can continue these soothing journeys together. When the day begins to wind down and the sky outside starts to soften, something gentle begins within you too. Your body senses that the busy hours of daylight are behind you, and it prepares for a new rhythm, the rhythm of rest. Think of this moment as the doorway between the world of wakefulness and the world of sleep. It is not sudden, not harsh, but slow, tender, and carefully guided by nature. Your breathing starts to grow a little slower. Your heartbeat eases into a calmer beat, and your thoughts begin to scatter, gently loosening their grip, like leaves drifting across a quiet stream. The beginning of sleep is like a secret ritual your body performs every night, a ritual older than memory, older than history itself. For as long as humans have lived, this nightly passage has carried us safely from day into night, from action into restoration. You may notice as you sit or lie down that your eyelids grow heavy, not because you command them to, but because your body knows what to do. The weight is natural, almost comforting, as if gravity itself is gently pulling you into stillness. Imagine yourself in a room lit softly by the setting sun. Shadows lengthen, the air cools, and silence begins to spread. This environment, this gentle dimming of the world, mirrors what is happening inside your mind. Just as day becomes night, alertness becomes rest. Scientists often describe this beginning as a transition to non-wakefulness, but such a technical phrase hardly captures the beauty of it. In truth, it is one of the most poetic parts of our lives, the quiet surrender to something larger than ourselves. Inside your brain, special chemicals called neurotransmitters begin their quiet work. One of the most important is melatonin. It rises with the fading of light, whispering to your body, it is time to slow down. This rise of melatonin is not an accident. It follows the rhythm of the sun and the cycle of your own inner clock, the circadian rhythm, a 24-hour cycle written into the very cells of your body. Stories throughout history describe this gentle change. Farmers in ancient fields, sailors on wide seas, children lying beneath the stars, all felt the same shift, the same nightly invitation to rest. It connects us across generations and cultures, a shared journey into the quiet unknown. Perhaps you have noticed, in the moments before sleep, a kind of in-between space, your mind wanders, lightly, not yet dreaming, not yet fully awake, a twilight state of consciousness, where stray thoughts float in and out, like wisps of cloud in an evening sky. This is the beginning of sleep. It is not only physical, but also deeply emotional. It tells you, you are safe now, the work is done. Let go. In this part of the night, your muscles loosen, your body temperature begins to lower, because cooler temperatures are a signal that the body is ready to rest. The warmth of the day fades, and the coolness of night wraps around you like a blanket. Picture yourself walking into a quiet forest at dusk. The air is cooler, the sounds are softer, even the birds are preparing for silence. This is what your body feels too, a natural preparation for stillness. This beginning matters more than we often realize. For if the transition is gentle, if it is respected, then the sleep that follows is deeper, richer, and more healing. But if it is disrupted, if noise or bright light intrudes, then the rhythm is broken and rest becomes harder to find. The art of beginning sleep has always been part human wisdom. From lullabies sung by mothers to evening rituals of prayer or tea or quiet reading, people have long known that easing into sleep requires tenderness. Your own nightly habits, what scientists call sleep hygiene, are simply echoes of these ancient practices. Turning off harsh lights, setting aside heavy tasks, letting the body and mind unwind. All of these are acts of respect for the beginning of sleep. So tonight and every night, as you prepare to close your eyes, remember that this beginning is a gift. It is nature taking your hand and gently guiding you away from the world of effort into the world of renewal. As you move further into the beginning of sleep, your body continues to shift slowly, gently, almost invisibly from the world of action into the world of restoration. It is not a sudden step, but a gradual unfolding, like the petals of flower opening at dawn, or in this case, closing at dusk. Let us pause for a moment and imagine this process not just as science, but as a quiet story happening inside you. Think of your body as a grand orchestra, one that is played all day long. And now, as the evening falls, each instrument begins to soften, one by one, until only the faintest notes remain. Your eyes have already signaled their fatigue, the eyelids drifting lower. Now your muscles begin their release. The tension of walking, standing, lifting, and moving slowly unwinds. Even the smallest muscles, those in your face, around your eyes, and in your jaw, begin to let go. It is as if your body whispers to itself, "The day is done, you may rest now." This moment, this beginning of sleep, is also where awareness changes. You might notice it when you lie in bed, and your thoughts begin to wander strangely. A sentence may start in your mind, but instead of finishing clearly, it dissolves into fragments, like a dream already taking shape. This drifting, this gentle blur, is called the hypnagogic state. Scientists describe the hypnagogic state as a bridge between wakefulness and sleep. It is a fragile, fleeting place where flashes of imagery, random memories, or soft patterns of sound drift through mind. Sometimes you may see brief shapes or colors. Sometimes you may hear a faint voice or feel as if you are gently floating. These are not dreams, not yet, but they are signs that your brain is loosening its grip on conscious thought. Think of it like stepping into shallow water at the edge of the sea. At first, you're still touching the sand, still aware of the shore. But with each step forward, the water deepens, and soon you are carried by the waves. The hypnagogic state is that edge, the tender shoreline of sleep. In this part of the night, another beautiful shift takes place. Your nervous system transitions from its daytime mode, the sympathetic system, the one that keeps you alert and active, into its nighttime mode, the parasympathetic system, often called the rest and digest mode. This change is quiet, invisible, but profound. Your heart rate lowers, your breathing deepens, digestion slows, and your body begins to focus on renewal instead of activity. Imagine it as a great city. During the day, the streets are filled with traffic, lights are shining, shops are open, voices fill the air. But when night arrives, shutters close, lamps dim, and the city rests, the streets are no longer buzzing with activity, but instead, they're being cleaned, repaired, and made ready for the next morning. That is exactly what your body does, beginning the moment you enter sleep. And still, the mind does not let go all at once. You may notice tiny twitches or jerks in your muscles, especially in your arms or legs, just as you are about to fall asleep. This is known as a hypnic jerk, a small reflex, as though your body is checking one last time whether it's safe to surrender. Almost everyone experiences this, a fleeting jump that sometimes even wakes you for a second before the body eases again into stillness. Culturally, humans have always been fascinated by this delicate beginning. In old traditions, people often spoke of crossing the threshold of night. Some believe that the soul traveled lightly at this moment, moving from the world of work into the world of dreams. Others described it as a sacred pause, a time when prayers or wishes were most powerful, because the mind was quiet and open. If you listen closely to your own experiences, you may notice how personal and unique this beginning feels each night. Some nights, the transition is swift, like slipping into water with ease. Other nights, it is slower. You may toss gently, or feel your thoughts clinging stubbornly to the day. But always, eventually, the body guides you forward, step by step, into rest. The science of this beginning also reminds us of how deeply we are connected to nature. For thousands of years, before artificial light and busy schedules, human sleep was guided only by the rising and setting of the sun. As the sky dimmed, melatonin levels rose naturally, and the beginning of sleep came effortlessly. Today, with glowing screens and bright lamps, we often fight against this rhythm, delaying the beginning of sleep. But when we allow darkness and calmness to return, we align again with the rhythm written in our biology. Consider this. Even animals, from the tiniest mouse to the largest whale, have their own gentle beginning of sleep. A cat curls softly into a ball, its eyes narrowing as its body grows still. Birds tuck their heads under wings. Dolphins, swimming in the open sea, allow half of their brain to rest while the other half stays awake. Every living creature knows this transition. It is universal. It is part of life itself. And so, when you begin to fall asleep, you are not just experiencing a personal routine. You are taking part in a grand, ancient rhythm that spans across species, across the natural world. A rhythm that whispers, now is the time to let go, to trust the night to heal. In this way, the beginning of sleep is more than science, more than biology. It is a nightly act of trust. You close your eyes, letting go of awareness, of control, of certainty, and allow yourself to drift into the unknown, with faith that morning will return. And as this part of the night deepens, you are not only preparing for sleep, you are preparing for renewal. The mind is softening its grip, the body is loosening its weight, and soon the true journey of sleep will begin. The beginning of sleep is not simply a doorway you pass through once. It is a carefully prepared journey, guided by your body, your brain, and the world around you. In these early moments, as you lie down and close your eyes, the first waves of drowsiness are like a lullaby written into your very biology. Your eyelids sink, not with effort, but with ease. Your muscles grow heavy, as though gravity itself has deepened. And your thoughts, those busy, restless thoughts, begin to wander into softer shapes, into fragments, into gentle fading. This is when your brain waves begin to change. In wakefulness, your brain hums with quick, active patterns called beta waves. They are the sharp rhythms of focus, of problem solving, of conversation. But as you sink towards sleep, beta waves quiet, and slower, smoother rhythms take their place. First come alpha waves, soft, relaxed patterns, like ripples across a pond. They arrive when you are calm, meditative, perhaps lying quietly with your eyes closed. Then, slowly, theta waves begin to rise. These are slower still, deeper, more mysterious. Theta waves are the signature of the beginning of sleep. They carry you away from sharp awareness and into drifting imagination. Scientists who study sleep often place small sensors on the scalp, measuring these waves. They can watch in real time as the mind lets go of its daytime patterns and embraces the gentle, slower rhythms of night. And yet, even with all this science, there is still something ineffable, something poetic about this shift. For no machine can measure the exact moment when you surrender, when you are no longer awake and not yet dreaming. This threshold, this space between, is delicate and beautiful. It is like standing at the edge of a forest, where one step more will take you into a quiet world unknown. And yet you hesitate for a moment, enjoying the stillness of the edge, before moving on. At this stage, some people experience fleeting visions, shapes, or patterns. You may see flashes of light behind your closed eyes, or hear a faint sound that isn't really there. This is the hypnagogic imagery of the beginning of sleep. It is your brain slowly detaching from the outside world and beginning to play with the fragments of its own imagination. Think of an artist cleaning their brushes after a day of painting. The leftover colors mix into soft, random patterns, not quite a picture, not quite a plan. That is what the brain is doing here, swirling colors and memories into gentle, unformed shapes just before it lets go completely. In many traditions, this state has been cherished. Ancient philosophers spoke of it as a gateway to insight. Inventors, artists, and poets through history have tried to linger at the edge of sleep, capturing the strange images and ideas that arise there. But for most of us, it is simply a passing moment, a brief shimmer of mystery before we drift deeper. And while all this happens in the brain, the body continues its quiet preparation. Your core temperature falls just slightly, signaling the body that it is time for night. Your heartbeat slows, your blood pressure lowers. Breathing deepens, becomes more regular, more rhythmic. Each of these changes is like a step on a staircase, gently lowering you into the night. This is why rituals matter so deeply at bedtime. A warm cup of tea, a soft blanket, dimming the lights. All these actions send signals to the body, reinforcing the message. It is time to begin the journey inward. Without such signals, the beginning can be restless, uncertain, but with them it becomes smooth, natural, almost inevitable. And yet, even when conditions are perfect, sleep does not always come at once. Some nights, the beginning is delayed, worries circle, thoughts refuse to soften. But this too is part being human. Sleep is not a switch to be flipped, but a rhythm to be trusted. The body always remembers the way, even if it takes longer on some nights than others. Think of the beginning of sleep as standing at the edge of a river. At first, you may resist stepping in. The water may feel cold, the current uncertain. But when you allow yourself to wade gently forward, the river carries you without effort into its flow. So too does sleep carry you once you allow it. And then, as the last traces of wakefulness fade, the orchestra of your body falls silent. Only the quiet rhythm of your heart and the gentle rise and fall of your breath remain. You have crossed the threshold, and the beginning of sleep has become sleep itself. It is here that the deeper stages will unfold. But already the journey has begun. You are no longer standing at the edge. You are within the embrace of night, held softly by nature, restored by rhythms older than time. So, as you remember the beginning of sleep, know that it is not just a preparation, not just a step. It is itself a gift, a nightly reminder that rest is possible, that renewal waits, and that even in stillness, your body and mind are gently at work, guiding you home to peace. Sleep is not a single state. It is a journey, a rhythm, a cycle, moving softly through different stages, each one essential, each one carrying its own purpose. When you close your eyes and surrender to rest, your body and mind do not simply switch off. Instead, they step through a carefully woven pattern, created by nature itself. Scientists describe sleep in stages. Stage 1, the lightest sleep. Stage 2, where the body begins to truly let go. Stage 3, often called deep sleep or slow wave sleep. And stage 4, which we know as REM sleep, the stage of vivid dreams. But though science can name these stages, you, as the dreamer, feel them as waves, gentle, rising, falling waves, each carrying you deeper, then lighter, then deeper again, like the tide that rolls across the shore. The stages of sleep are a natural rhythm, a dance of night within you. Let us begin with stage 1. This is the first step beyond wakefulness, the doorway just after beginning we spoke of. It usually lasts only a few minutes, but it is important. Your body relaxes, your heart rate slows, your breathing softens. In this stage, you are only lightly asleep. A sound, a touch, a small movement can wake you easily. You may notice in stage 1 that drifting thoughts still linger. You might even feel as though you are falling, or hear a sudden sound that isn't real. That falling sensation often causes a sudden muscle jerk, what scientists call a hypnic jerk. It is as if your body is saying a last farewell to wakefulness, checking just once more before surrendering fully. Stage 1 is fragile, like the fragile edge of dawn, but it is necessary, for it guides you into stage 2, where the real journey begins. Stage 2 sleep is where you spend the greatest portion of your night. Here, your body temperature lowers, your muscles relax more deeply, and your eyes stop moving. If you were being observed by a machine measuring brain activity, you would see special patterns appear. Tiny bursts of electrical energy, called sleep spindles, and sudden shifts called K-complexes. These are the brain's way of protecting your sleep, keeping you steady, guarding you against waking too easily. Imagine stage 2 as a quiet, sheltered valley. The busy road of wakefulness is behind you. The entrance is guarded, and here you are safe to rest, undisturbed for a while. Even though you are still not in the deepest sleep, your body begins to heal. Your mind begins to prepare for more profound stages to come. Then comes stage 3, often called deep sleep or slow wave sleep. This is where your brain waves slow dramatically, moving into long, steady rhythms called delta waves. This is the stage of true physical restoration. Your muscles repair, tissues grow, energy stores are replenished, growth hormone is released, guiding the body's rebuilding processes. Stage 3 is a kind of sleep children sink into so effortlessly, the heavy, unshakable rest where even loud sounds might not wake them. For adults, it becomes more precious with age, and yet it remains a foundation, a feeling restored in the morning. If stage 1 is the doorway, and stage 2 is the valley of safety, stage 3 is the sanctuary. It is the deepest chamber of the night, the place where the body heals itself with the most intensity. But sleep has another gift to give, and that is stage 4, REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement, named for the way the eyes flicker beneath closed lids. This stage is almost paradoxical. Your body is deeply still, muscles relaxed, nearly paralyzed, and yet your brain is alive with activity, as though you were wide awake. It is here in REM that dreams unfold. Vivid, colorful, emotional dreams. Stories that may carry pieces of your memories, your feelings, your imagination. Your brain uses this stage not just for storytelling, but also for emotional processing, creativity, and learning. Think of REM as a secret theater inside the night. The stage lights are on, the actors perform, but the audience is only you, in silence, safe within your resting body. Each of these stages, light sleep, deeper sleep, and REM sleep, does not happen once, but many times through the night. You pass through the cycle again and again, roughly every 90 minutes. Like waves rolling to shore, the stages rise and fall, carrying you from light to deep, to dreaming and back again. This cycle is nature's design. If you miss one stage, the rhythm feels incomplete. If you cut the night short, the cycles remain unfinished. But when you allow yourself to move through them fully, the morning brings renewal, clarity, and peace. The stages of sleep are not only about science, they are also about trust. Each stage is a reminder that rest is not simple stillness, but an active, living process. Stage 1 welcomes you in. Stage 2 shelters you. Stage 3 restores you. Stage 4 inspires you. And together, they weave the fabric of the night. When we speak of the stages of sleep, it may seem as though they are simply steps on a ladder, one after another, in order, but in truth, they are more like movements in a symphony, each one repeating, blending, and returning, until the night song is complete. The first cycle of the night begins lightly, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, then REM, but as the hours pass, the balance between these stages shifts, like a river that changes depth and current as it flows across the land. In the early part of the night, deep sleep dominates. Your body longs for physical restoration, so it guides you quickly into stage 3, letting your tissues repair, your muscles rebuild, your energy stores refill. This is why, if you go to bed very late, you often feel robbed of something essential, because much of that deep sleep is lost in the earlier hours you skipped. Later in the night, as the dawn draws closer, the balance shifts and REM sleep grows longer. Your brain has already given your body its healing rest. Now it turns inward, processing memories, weaving dreams, shaping emotions into meaning. Think of the night as a grand banquet. At the beginning, you are served rich, nourishing food, the physical restoration of deep sleep. Later, as the banquet continues, you are given dessert, the sweet richness of dreams, the creativity, the emotional depth of REM. Each has its time, each has its place, and together they nourish you completely. Let us step a little deeper into each stage so that you can feel them, not just understand them. Stage 1, we already know is the threshold, the lightest touch of sleep. It is as though you are sitting at the gates of a garden, peeking in, not quite inside. It is brief, delicate, lasting perhaps 5 or 10 minutes. In this stage, your body relaxes, but you may not even realize you were asleep if you wake. It is the invitation, the soft whisper, come in. Stage 2 is where the garden path begins. It is quiet here, sheltered, safe. Your heart rate lowers, your breath deepens, your body releases more of the tension of the day. If stage 1 is a whisper, stage 2 is a gentle embrace, And yet, within this calmness, the brain is busy. Sleep spindles flicker, brief bursts of energy, like tiny lanterns glowing in the night. Scientists believe these spindles protect your sleep, keeping the outside world from disturbing you too easily. K-complexes, large sudden waves, also appear, like gates closing, sealing you off from wakefulness. This is why stage 2 is so essential. It is the shield, the quiet valley, protecting you so that deeper sleep can arrive. Then stage 3, here the garden path opens into a vast sanctuary. The air is hushed, the stillness profound. Your brain waves slow to their deepest rhythm. Delta waves, broad, rolling, steady. It is during this time that your body performs its most important restoration. Proteins rebuild, muscles recover from strain. Your immune system strengthens. Growth hormone is released, repairing tissues and bones. This is a stage that makes you feel truly rested when you wake. Imagine stage 3 as being carried to the depths of an ocean. The surface world, with its noise and activity, is far above you. Here in the deep, there is no rush, no distraction. Only stillness, only restoration. And finally, REM sleep, the stage that is both mystery and wonder. It usually begins about 90 minutes into sleep, and with each cycle, it grows longer until the final REM stage before waking may last nearly an hour. In REM, your brain is astonishingly active. It consumes as much energy as it does when you are awake, but the body remains almost completely still. This paralysis is protective. It prevents you from acting out your dreams. And inside, vivid stories unfold. Dreams may be joyful or strange or confusing, but always they are meaningful. They help your brain process emotions, make connections, and spark creativity. Many artists, scientists, and writers throughout history have credited dreams for their ideas. It is as though the mind, free from the strict rules of waking thought, allows imagination to bloom in REM. And so, through the night, the cycle repeats. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3 REM. Again and again, roughly 4 to 6 times before morning arrives. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes, but the shape of those cycles changes. Early in the night, deep sleep dominates. Later, REM takes the stage. This rhythm is not an accident. It is a design refined through millions of years of evolution. Every stage plays its part, and without any one of them, the night feels incomplete. Consider what happens when these stages are interrupted. If you are woken repeatedly during stage 2, your sleep feels shallow, unrefreshing. If you lose too much stage 3, you wake physically tired. If you lose REM, your mood suffers, your memory weakens, and your creativity dims. Each stage is vital, each one a thread in the tapestry of rest. And yet, most nights, you do not notice them. You simply lie down, close your eyes, and wake in the morning with no awareness of the silent journey you have taken. It is one of nature's greatest gifts, to carry you through this intricate, necessary pattern, without you needing to control it or even to know it is happening. When you think of the stages of sleep, remember them not just as scientific terms, but as a kind of sacred rhythm. Stage 1, the invitation. Stage 2, the shield. Stage 3, the sanctuary. Stage 4, the dream. Together, they form the night song. The stages of sleep are not just about science or brain waves or charts. They are about experience, about how it feels, about the unseen journey you take each night. To truly understand them, it helps to imagine yourself moving through them, cycle after cycle, until dawn, Picture yourself lying down at the end of a long day. Your body has begun its nightly ritual. Your eyes are closed. Your breathing deepens. And then the first stage arrives. Stage 1 feels like drifting. Your awareness flickers, on then off, like a candle in the wind. One moment you are thinking about your day. The next, your thought dissolves into nonsense. A jumble that makes no sense at all. If someone woke you here, you might say, "No, I wasn't asleep yet." But you were just barely, just lightly. It is the shallowest pool of sleep, a small step away from waking life. Soon, without noticing, you slide into stage 2. This is the stage that holds you most of the night. If stage 1 is the shallow edge of the pool, stage 2 is where the water rises gently to your chest, comforting, surrounding, keeping you steady. In stage 2, something remarkable happens in your brain. Those bursts of energy, the sleep spindles, are believed to play a role in memory and learning. They may help lock in what you learned during the day, securing it, protecting it from being lost. The K-complexes, large, sharp waves, act like guards, shielding you from sounds or touches that might wake you. It is as though your brain says, "Do not disturb, important work is being done." And yet, you are unaware of any of this. You simply float deeper, cradled by the night. Then the third stage calls you the heavy, profound rest of deep sleep. Here, your body feels anchored. If someone tried to wake you, it would be difficult. And if they succeeded, you would feel disoriented, your mind sluggish, your body heavy. That is because deep sleep is not meant to be interrupted. It is the body's workshop, the place where true physical renewal takes place. During deep sleep, growth hormone flows. Cells rebuild, bones strengthen, and your immune system trains itself against illness. It is here that your body takes care of itself, quietly and visibly but powerfully. Children spend much more time in deep sleep than adults because their bodies are growing, building new structures, expanding in size and strength. As we age, the time spent in deep sleep lessens, which is why older adults often wake feeling less refreshed, even after many hours in bed. But still, however short, deep sleep remains essential for all of us. And then, after this deep stillness, comes surprising shift. The brain stirs, activity rises again, the eyes begin to move beneath the lids, and you enter REM sleep. In REM, your heart rate quickens slightly, your breathing becomes irregular, and your brain waves look almost like they do when awake. It is as though the mind has woken up, but the body has not. This is when dreams bloom, wild, colorful, emotional dreams, sometimes joyful, sometimes frightening, sometimes so strange they defy logic. And yet, these dreams serve a purpose. They help you sort through feelings, process the events of your day, and prepare for challenges ahead. If deep sleep is the body's workshop, then REM sleep is the mind's theater. It is here that your inner world performs its nightly play, making sense of what is too complex, too heavy, too hidden to be handled in waking life. And so the cycle continues. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3 REM, and back again, 4 to 6 times through the night. The tide rises and falls, carrying you from shallows to depths, from silence to dream, from stillness to renewal. The beauty of this cycle is that you do not have to direct it. You cannot force yourself into deep sleep, nor can you demand a dream in REM. The body knows the way. The mind knows the path. All you must do is surrender, and nature carries you forward. It is humbling, isn't it? That while you rest, while you know nothing of what is happening, your body is following a pattern of extraordinary complexity, a pattern that has been refined for millions of years, a pattern you share with every human, every mammal, perhaps even with creatures we rarely think about. A small mouse in a field, a dog curled at the foot of your bed, a dolphin drifting in the sea, all move through their own stages of sleep, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer, sometimes with differences, but the rhythm, the pattern, the purpose is always there. And though science explains these stages with electrodes, with charts of brain waves and patterns of breathing, there is still a mystery in them. For no matter how many machines we use, we cannot fully capture what it feels like to sink into the stages, to drift from thought into nothingness, to dream strange, impossible dreams. The stages of sleep remind us of something essential. That rest is not emptiness, but an active, living process. Your body repairs, your mind organizes, your emotions soften and settle. You are not simply unconscious. You are traveling, each night, through a landscape unseen, but deeply real. And so, when you awaken in the morning, you carry the quiet work of all these stages with you. The restoration of deep sleep, the insight of REM, the shield of stage 2, the invitation of stage 1. Together, they have shaped your night and prepared you for your day. The stages of sleep are nature's gift, the gentle rhythm that keeps you whole. They are the ocean's waves within you, rising, falling, returning again and again, until the first light of dawn calls you back to waking life. When you close your eyes at night and the world fades away into darkness, your brain does not simply switch off. In fact, it becomes alive in a different way, quietly, mysteriously, and beautifully busy. Many people imagine sleep as a pause, a silence in the mind, a kind of blankness. But if we could peek inside the brain, we would see something very different. We would see patterns of electrical sparks, waves of activity rising and falling, networks humming softly, each with its own role to play. The brain is never truly still. Even in your deepest slumber, it continues to guide your breathing, to keep your heart steady, to adjust your temperature, to maintain the rhythms that keep you alive. But beyond survival, something more intricate unfolds. The brain, during sleep, is not resting idly. It is performing tasks so delicate, so vital, that without them, you would not feel whole when you awaken. Let's imagine this more closely. When you first drift into sleep, your brain waves begin to change. During wakefulness, they are fast and busy, tiny, rapid ripples of electrical activity, reflecting thoughts, decisions, sensations, and awareness. But as you enter stage 1, these ripples slow. The patterns lengthen and soften, like water that was once bubbling with movement, now beginning to calm. By the time you slip into stage 2, something remarkable happens. The brain produces sudden bursts of energy, called sleep spindles. They appear as quick, rhythmic waves, like sparks in the night. Scientists believe these spindles protect you from being awakened by noise and help your brain solidify new memories. It is as though your brain whispers, "Let's keep this safe. Do not lose it." Alongside the spindles are K complexes, large, slow bursts, like single, deliberate strokes of a painter's brush. They too protect you, dampening responses to the outside world, allowing you to remain in the sanctuary of sleep. Then comes deep sleep, and here the brain waves change again. Now they become slow and grand, long rolling waves, called delta waves. These are the deepest, most restful rhythms. During this time, your brain is clearing away waste, removing toxins that have built up during the day. It is as if tiny custodians sweep through your neural pathways, tidying, cleaning, making space for tomorrow. This process is more than poetic. Scientists have discovered that the brain uses sleep to flush out proteins and waste products, a system called the glymphatic system. During the day, your neurons are busy firing, producing byproducts of activity. At night, in deep sleep, fluid washes through the brain, rinsing it, keeping it clear and healthy. Some researchers even suggest that without this nightly cleaning, the brain could be more vulnerable to conditions like memory decline. So in deep sleep, your brain is not inactive. It is healing itself. It is performing maintenance, repairing, strengthening. And then, as you move into REM sleep, the stage of dreaming, your brain once again comes alive with rapid activity. The waves now look almost like waking ones. Neurons fire quickly. Different regions light up, especially those linked with vision, emotion, and memory. The brain's theater opens, and dreams are projected upon its screen. But here is something fascinating. While your brain is wildly active during REM, your body remains still. The muscles are gently paralyzed, preventing you from acting out your dreams. It is a safety mechanism, protecting you from leaping, running, or moving in ways that could harm you. Your brain is immersed in vivid experiences, but your body is gently held in place. Different regions of the brain take on special roles in REM. The emotional centers, such as the amygdala, become highly active, which is why dreams often feel intense, filled with joy, fear, or wonder. Meanwhile, the logical, decision-making regions quiet down a little, which is why dreams can be so strange, so illogical, and yet feel completely real while they happen. Through the night, your brain shifts again and again between these patterns, the slow waves of deep sleep, the bursts of spindles, the rapid flickers of REM. Each rhythm plays its part. Each stage contributes to your restoration. To think of it another way, the sleeping brain is like a great orchestra. During deep sleep, the music slows to deep, resonant notes, steady and grounding. During lighter stages, quick trills of spindles rise and fall. And in REM, the music swells with energy, chaotic, vivid, colorful. Together, this orchestra of waves creates the symphony of the night. And perhaps the most magical part is that you are unaware of all of this. You simply surrender to the darkness, and your brain carries on working for you, protecting you, renewing you, preparing you for the coming day. This hidden activity, this invisible labor, is why you awaken not only alive, but refreshed, capable of thought, ready to feel, ready to live. So, the next time you lay your head on the pillow and imagine that sleep is silence, remember, it is not silence at all. It is the soundless hum of your brain's work, a quiet storm of waves and sparks, a nightly miracle that never fails you. Imagine for a moment that your brain is like a vast city. In the daytime, it is busy, crowded, its streets filled with noise, movement, and energy. Signals race along the highways of neurons. Thoughts dart through the alleyways, and every district of the city is alive with activity. But at night, as you drift into sleep, the city changes. The lights dim, the traffic slows, and yet a different kind of work begins. The daytime rush pauses, and the nighttime caretakers step forward. The janitors sweep the streets. The repair workers mend the roads. The architects reorganize plans for the next day. This is the secret nighttime life of your brain. One of the most remarkable things about brain activity during sleep is how coordinated it becomes. Although billions of neurons are firing, they do so in patterns, like dancers moving in rhythm. In deep sleep, these neurons fire together, slowly, steadily, like waves rolling onto a beach. This synchrony allows the brain to strengthen its connections, to reinforce what matters most, and to release what no longer serves you. Think of the memories you make during the day. Some are fleeting, the color of a car that passed, a sound in the distance. Others are meaningful, a conversation, a lesson, a moment of joy. During sleep, your brain reviews these memories. It decides which ones to keep and which ones to let go. This process is not conscious. You are unaware of it, and yet it shapes who you are. If we could watch this happen, we might see brain cells firing together, forming stronger bonds, engraving certain patterns deeper. This is how you wake up remembering a fact you studied, a skill you practiced, or a moment that touched your heart. Meanwhile, the less important details fade, gently released, to make space for what matters. But the brain does more than sort memories. It also creates connections between them. Ideas that seem separate during the day may blend in sleep. This is why sometimes you wake with new insights, a sudden solution, or a spark of creativity. The sleeping brain is quietly inventive. Consider the many stories of artists, scientists, and inventors who found answers in their dreams. The chemist August Kekulé dreamed of a snake biting its own tail, which inspired him to understand the ring structure of benzene. Musicians have awakened with melodies that came to them in dreams. Writers have found stories forming while their bodies rested. These are not accidents. They are the fruits of the brain's nightly activity, working in ways beyond our awareness. Another essential role of brain activity in sleep is emotional processing. During the day, you may experience stress, joy, anger, or sadness. These emotions, like visitors in the city of your mind, need to be welcomed, understood, and eventually calmed. In sleep, especially during REM, the brain revisits these emotions. It takes them into dreams, turning them over, examining them gently. This may be why, after a hard day, a night of sleep can soften the pain, bring clarity, or allow you to see things differently. Dreams, in this sense, are more than stories. They are your brain's way of soothing itself, processing feelings, and weaving them into the tapestry of your experience. Now, let us turn again to the orchestra of brain waves. Each type of wave tells a different story. Beta waves dominate when you are awake, fast and sharp. Alpha waves appear when you are calm, just before sleep, gentle and flowing. Theta waves take you deeper, slower and more dreamy. And finally, delta waves arrive in deep sleep, the slowest, the most grounding of all. This dance of waves is the language of the sleeping brain. And within this language, tiny conversations are happening constantly. Neurons, like old friends, whisper to each other across synapses. They pass electrical signals, tiny sparks of information, over and over through the long night. Some sparks strengthen bonds, making them harder to break. Others fade, dimming gently as if saying goodbye. Scientists have compared this process to sculpting. During the day, your brain collects clay, experiences information, sensations. At night, it shapes the clay, chiseling away the excess, smoothing the surface, creating something more refined. When you wake, the sculpture is clearer, more defined, a little closer to who you are becoming. And through it all, you remain unaware. The mind city works tirelessly. The orchestra plays softly. The sculptors shape the clay, all while you simply breathe, rest, and dream. So brain activity during sleep is not a background hum, not an accident. It is the very heart of why sleep matters. Without it, your thoughts would be scattered, your emotions frayed, your memories fragile. With it, you awaken whole, restored, and ready to face the gentle challenge of a new day. Let's sink a little deeper now into the quiet wonder of the brain at night. When you are asleep, your body may appear still, but inside your head, a breathtaking symphony is unfolding. The brain does not rest in silence. It hums, it pulses, it glows with hidden patterns of activity. Scientists who study sleep sometimes use a tool called an EEG, electroencephalography. This allows them to place tiny sensors on the scalp, and from these, they can read the waves of electricity, rising and falling inside the brain. The sight of these waves is like watching the tide of an invisible ocean. It rises and bursts, ebbs into stillness, and flows again, each rhythm reflecting a stage of your sleep. During non-REM sleep, the waves become slow and powerful. They rise and fall like great rolling hills, steady and grounding. It is during these moments that the brain seems to rest most deeply. Yet it is also when it begins its most important behind-the-scenes work. The brain clears away waste, flushing out toxins. Through the gentle movements of cerebrospinal fluid, it is as though the city of your mind is being washed, its streets rinsed clean, its pathways made fresh for the day to come. This cleansing is vital, for without it, the mind becomes clouded, memories blur, and clarity fades. Then, as you enter REM sleep, a transformation begins. The slow, rolling waves vanish, replaced by rapid bursts of activity, fluttering, flickering, almost as if you were awake. In fact, if a scientist were to look only at your brain activity, they might think you were conscious, but you are dreaming. Your eyes dart beneath your eyelids, your breathing changes, and your brain becomes a theater, weaving stories with light and sound that you experience as dreams. Some dreams are strange, abstract, and full of shifting images. Others are vivid, deeply emotional, or even inspiring, but all of them arise from the orchestra of brain activity in REM sleep. Here is something fascinating. While your brain is so active in REM, your body is kept still, almost paralyzed. This happens so that you do not act out your dreams, so that the mind may wander freely, without the body following. It is a gentle safeguard, a silent agreement between the mind and body during sleep. Think of how remarkable this is. Your brain, while you lie quietly in bed, is rehearsing emotions, playing out scenarios, and strengthening pathways that will help you when you wake. It is as if you are practicing life in the safety of dreams. Another mystery of brain activity during sleep is the way it helps organize knowledge. Imagine learning something new, like playing a piece of music, studying a language, or practicing a skill. During the day, you feed this knowledge into your mind. But at night, your brain takes these fragments, replays them, and fits them into long-term memory. This is why, after sleep, you often perform better, remember more, and feel a sense of things clicking into place. The hippocampus, a small seahorse-shaped structure deep in your brain, plays a starring role here. It gathers memories during the day. Then at night, it passes them to the cortex, where they are stored more permanently. It is like a librarian, carefully shelving new books, so that tomorrow you can find them with ease. And yet, the brain is not only filing memories, it is also reshaping itself. Connections that are weak may be pruned away, like trimming branches from a tree. Connections that are strong are reinforced, made sturdier, like bridges being rebuilt. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt. And it happens most beautifully during sleep. You might picture it this way. Every night, while you rest, gardeners walk through the forest of your mind. They cut away weeds, water the roots, and nurture the healthiest trees. By morning, the forest is more alive, more balanced, and ready to grow again. And so, as your body lies in stillness, your brain is alive with purpose. It cleanses, it dreams, it organizes, it reshapes, it works tirelessly, not for itself, but for you, so that you may wake whole, clear, and gently prepared for a new dawn. Brain activity during sleep is not a pause in life, but a continuation of it, a secret nighttime journey that makes every tomorrow possible. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the quiet glow of the night within your mind. It is here, in the private theater of the brain, that dreams are born. Dreaming is one of the most mysterious, most enchanting experiences of human life. For thousands of years, people have wondered, why do we dream? Where do these strange visions come from? What do they mean? As you sleep, your body becomes still, but your mind continues to weave. Images, voices, emotions, woven together like the threads of light in an endless tapestry. Sometimes your dreams are vivid and colorful. Other times they are fragments, a sound, a face, a fleeting sensation that slips away as you awaken. Dreams tend to emerge most strongly during REM sleep, the stage when your brain is highly active, almost as if it were awake. Your eyes flicker beneath your eyelids, your breathing shifts, and behind the curtain of sleep, your mind creates entire worlds. Scientists have studied this carefully, and while many mysteries remain, some answers are beginning to unfold. Dreams are thought to be the brain's way of processing emotions, of testing ideas, of rehearsing challenges. In the theater of dreams, you can face fears, explore possibilities, and even heal from pain. Imagine a child who practices a new skill, riding a bicycle or playing a piano melody. During the day, the child stumbles, struggles, and learns. But at night, in dreams, the brain replays these lessons, The child may not dream exactly the piano or the bicycle, but the emotions, the feelings of balance and rhythm may be rehearsed and strengthened. By morning, the skill feels a little smoother, a little easier, as though the dream world lent its help. Dreams can also act as a mirror, reflecting the inner landscape of your heart. If you are joyful, your dreams may glow with light, with laughter, with scenes of harmony. If you are troubled, they may be darker, filled with restless images that echo your waking concerns. In this way, dreams allow the subconscious mind to speak in symbols, in stories, in whispers that may guide you toward understanding yourself. Some dreams are gentle, like floating on a quiet sea. Others are wild, strange, and almost impossible to explain. And yet, no matter their form, they belong to you, shaped by your mind, rooted in your experiences, but also touched by imagination. There are dreams we all seem to share: flying, falling, running without moving. These universal dreams remind us that, though we are each unique, we also share human experience. Our minds, in their silent nighttime wanderings, are not so different after all. And sometimes a dream stays with you, a fragment of beauty, a spark of inspiration, a moment so vivid that it lingers even in daylight. Many artists, inventors, and thinkers have drawn ideas from dreams. A melody, a painting, a discovery, all born in that quiet, mysterious theater of the night. So when you dream, remember this: it is not random, nor meaningless. It is your mind's secret conversation with itself, a way of weaving emotion and memory, a way of shaping tomorrow through the language of imagination. As we move deeper into the mystery of dreaming, it's comforting to know that your mind, even while you rest, is endlessly creative. Each night, whether you remember them or not, you dream. Some dreams slip away quickly, like mist vanishing at sunrise, while others leave traces, feelings, colors, or scenes that linger in the quiet corners of memory. Scientists have studied dreaming for many decades, and though much remains unknown, some patterns have become clear. Dreams are not just random illusions. They are often linked to what your brain has recently experienced, or what it feels most deeply. If you watched a film, spoken with a friend, or worried about something important, these moments may resurface. In the dream world, though often in unusual, symbolic forms, think of your brain as a storyteller, one that does not use logic alone, but emotions, memories, and imagination. It gathers threads from your waking hours, twists them with symbols, and creates something entirely new. A conversation becomes a forest path. An unsolved problem becomes a mountain climb. A hidden wish might appear as a journey through the sky. Sometimes, dreams seem to have little meaning at all, nonsense scenes that defy understanding. But even these may serve a purpose. They might allow your brain to rehearse possibilities, to test new ideas, to create unexpected connections. It's as if your mind, while dreaming, becomes a painter with infinite colors, mixing them in ways that are impossible. In waking life, there's also a fascinating relationship between dreams and emotions. During sleep, especially in REM stages, the parts of the brain that handle emotion, such as the amygdala, become very active. This is why dreams often carry such strong feelings, whether it's joy, fear, longing, or wonder. Even when the images are strange, the emotions feel real. It's your brain's way of processing and softening what you've carried through the day. Think of a person who has gone through a stressful experience. That night, they may dream of running, of storms, of losing something important. Though unsettling, the dream allows the mind to release tension, to reshape the raw emotion into a story. By morning, the sharp edges of that stress may feel softened. The dream has done its quiet work, like waves smoothing the shore. On the other hand, dreams can also be uplifting. A joyful day, a moment of love or success, might bloom into dreams of light, laughter, or flying through open skies. In this way, dreams magnify emotion, turning whispers into songs, so that the heart has space to feel fully. There are also the curious moments when people wake from a dream and realize they've solved a problem or found inspiration. The brain, while weaving dreams, can make connections that are hidden during the day. It is like a quiet workshop where ideas are rearranged until suddenly a new pattern emerges. This is why many scientists, writers, and inventors credit dreams for their discoveries. And yet, perhaps the most magical part of dreaming is that it belongs to you alone. No one else can see it exactly as you do. It is a private world, painted by your thoughts, colored by your feelings, and brought to life by your imagination. So as you drift into sleep tonight, remember, you are not simply resting. You are also creating, within your mind, entire universes await, silent landscapes, hidden stories, and endless possibilities, all unfolding quietly, like stars across the night sky. As we enter the final part of this journey through dreaming, let us pause for a moment and feel the wonder of it all. Your dreams, though sometimes forgotten, are among the most intimate experiences of your life. They are a bridge between the waking self and the deeper layers of your mind, a place where memory, imagination, and emotion join hands in silence. One of the most mysterious features of dreaming is how real it feels while it happens. When you dream, you are convinced for that moment that it is your reality. Whether you are flying through the clouds or walking in a city that doesn't exist, the dream feels alive, immediate, true. It is only when you awaken that you recognize its strangeness. This ability of the mind to create such vivid realities is part of what makes dreaming so deeply fascinating. Another curious phenomenon is lucid dreaming. This is when you become aware, while still in the dream, that you are dreaming. In such moments, you may even guide the dream, choosing to fly, to explore, to create. For some, this is a playful experience, like painting on the canvas of the night. For others, lucid dreams can be a source of insight or even healing, offering a rare chance to consciously interact with the dream world. But whether lucid or not, every dream has its quiet function. Some researchers believe dreams protect emotional balance, allowing the mind to work gently with feelings that might be overwhelming in the daytime. Others see dreams as a rehearsal space, a safe stage, where the brain tests out reactions and prepares for challenges. Perhaps both are true, and perhaps dreams serve many purposes at once. Cultural stories have also given dreams a special place in human history. In ancient times, people believed dreams were messages from the divine or visions of the future. Even today, dreams carry symbolic power. They can inspire art, guide decisions, or simply remind us of the mystery that lives inside each of us. Consider this: when you dream of someone you love, your brain is not only recalling their face, but reactivating emotions, warmth, and connection. When you dream of a place, your brain is weaving memory and imagination, reconstructing the feeling of being there. In this way, dreams keep our relationships alive and our experiences vibrant, even while the body rests. And though some dreams vanish quickly, others remain etched in memory, so vivid they can be recalled for years. Perhaps you, too, have a dream from childhood, a bright, colorful vision that still lingers today. These dreams, like jewels hidden in the sand, become part of your story, quiet treasures of the night. So, as you drift into sleep, know that dreams are not an interruption of rest, but a gift of the mind, a hidden dimension that works alongside your sleep to balance, to inspire, and to restore you when morning comes. You may not remember every dream, but they will have done their work. They will have carried your emotions, smoothed your thoughts, and gently guided your inner self through the night. Dreaming, in its mystery, is both a question and an answer. It is the mind's way of showing us that even in silence, even in darkness, life continues to bloom. So let yourself surrender to the softness of the pillow, to the rhythm of your breath, and to the endless, beautiful landscapes of the dream world. As we enter the final part of this journey through dreaming, let us pause for a moment and feel the wonder of it all. Your dreams, though sometimes forgotten, are among the most intimate experiences of your life. They are a bridge between the waking self and the deeper layers of your mind, a place where memory, imagination, and emotion join hands in silence. One of the most mysterious features of dreaming is how real it feels while it happens. When you dream, you are convinced for that moment that it is your reality. Whether you are flying through the clouds or walking in a city that doesn't exist, the dream feels alive, immediate, true. It is only when you awaken that you recognize its strangeness. This ability of the mind to create such vivid realities is part of what makes dreaming so deeply fascinating. Another curious phenomenon is lucid dreaming. This is when you become aware, while still in the dream, that you are dreaming. In such moments, you may even guide the dream, choosing to fly, to explore, to create. For some, this is a playful experience, like painting on the canvas of the night. For others, lucid dreams can be a source of insight or even healing, offering a rare chance to consciously interact with the dream world. But whether lucid or not, every dream has its quiet function. Some researchers believe dreams protect emotional balance, allowing the mind to work gently with feelings that might be overwhelming in the daytime. Others see dreams as a rehearsal space, a safe stage where the brain tests out reactions and prepares for challenges. Perhaps both are true, and perhaps dreams serve many purposes at once. Cultural stories have also given dreams a special place in human history. In ancient times, people believed dreams were messages from the divine or visions of the future. Even today, dreams carry symbolic power. They can inspire art, guide decisions, or simply remind us of the mystery that lives inside each of us. Consider this: when you dream of someone you love, your brain is not only recalling their face, but reactivating emotions, warmth, and connection. When you dream of a place, your brain is weaving memory and imagination, reconstructing the feeling of being there. In this way, dreams keep our relationships alive and our experiences vibrant, even while the body rests. And though some dreams vanish quickly, others remain etched in memory, so vivid they can be recalled for years. Perhaps you, too, have a dream from childhood, a bright, colorful vision that still lingers today. These dreams, like jewels hidden in the sand, become part of your story, quiet treasures of the night. So, as you drift into sleep, know that dreams are not an interruption of rest, but a gift of the mind, a hidden dimension that works alongside your sleep to balance, to inspire, and to restore you when morning comes. You may not remember every dream, but they will have done their work. They will have carried your emotions, smoothed your thoughts, and gently guided your inner self through the night. Dreaming, in its mystery, is both a question and an answer. It is the mind's way of showing us that even in silence, even in darkness, life continues to bloom. So let yourself surrender to the softness of the pillow, to the rhythm of your breath, and to the endless, beautiful landscapes of the dream world. When you drift into sleep, your body rests, but your brain, it keeps working quietly, almost like a librarian, sorting through the pages of your day. This delicate, invisible process is known as memory consolidation, and it is one of the most important reasons why sleep is essential to your well-being. During the day, your brain collects countless impressions. Every sound you hear, every face you see, every word you read is stored for a moment, like chalk on a board. Some of these memories fade quickly because they are not needed. Others remain, waiting to be carefully filed, so they can be remembered later. This gentle filing process happens most powerfully when you sleep. Think of it this way: your brain is like a vast library. Each day, new books arrive, some small and ordinary, others filled with bright stories. If the books are left in a heap, they will be lost, hard to find again. But when you fall asleep, the librarian begins to work. The books are sorted, shelved, and placed where they belong. This is memory consolidation. There are two main kinds of memory that benefit from this process. The first is declarative memory. The facts, the names, the lessons you learn. If you study for an exam or read a meaningful book, these memories are strengthened during your sleep. The second is procedural memory. Skills and habits, like playing a musical instrument, riding a bicycle, or learning a new dance. These too are practiced quietly in the background, as though your brain is rehearsing them in silence. This is why, so often, people find that a problem, which felt difficult one day, seems easier the next. After a good night's sleep, the brain has had time to weave the new knowledge into its networks, making the path clearer, the connection stronger. It is as though your mind tends a quiet garden each night, watering the seeds of memory so they can grow. Scientists have even shown that sleep after learning something new greatly increases your ability to remember it later. It is not the time awake, but the time asleep that locks the memory in place. Without enough rest, the brain struggles to store the information securely. That is why a restless night often leads to forgetfulness, while a deep, calm sleep makes recall easier. Even your emotions are gently sorted in this way. Memories linked to strong feelings are handled with care. The brain softens their edges, keeping what matters most, but easing the intensity. It is a form of healing, helping you to wake with a clearer, calmer mind. So, as you lay down tonight, you can imagine your mind at work, even as your body rests. A quiet library where the day's stories are placed in order, a peaceful garden where seeds of experience are watered by sleep. This is memory consolidation, the hidden gift of the night. As you sink deeper into sleep, your brain moves between its stages: light sleep, deep sleep, and the dreamy phase of REM. Each stage plays its own part in the delicate work of shaping memory. In slow wave sleep, the deep, still part of the night, the brain replays the day's experiences. It is almost as though your mind whispers to itself, rehearsing the patterns it has seen. Tiny bursts of electrical activity, called sleep spindles, flash through the brain, carrying fragments of memory from one region to another. This activity strengthens the pathways, ensuring that the day's lessons are not lost, but carefully stored. Later, during REM sleep, memories are linked with emotion, woven into the broader story of your life. It is in this stage that facts gain meaning, skills are polished, and the raw material of the day is integrated into your sense of self. This is also where creativity emerges, where ideas join together in ways they never could while you are awake. Consider the story of Otto Lowy, a scientist who once dreamed of an experiment. When he awoke, he hurried to his laboratory, and his discovery won him a Nobel Prize. Or think of artists and musicians who awaken with melodies, paintings, or words that first appeared in dreams. This is memory consolidation at its most magical, not only preserving knowledge, but sparking new creation. Every night, your brain performs this quiet miracle. A conversation with a friend, a lesson from a book, a new step you practice, all are taken apart, processed, and rebuilt in stronger form. It is as though your brain takes the rough stone of experience and polishes it into a gem. Even childhood learning depends on this hidden process. Babies and young children spend far more time in REM sleep than adults, their brains busily absorbing the vast new world around them. It is in these long stretches of dreaming sleep that language, movement, and understanding are strengthened. Without this nightly work, growth would be slower, learning harder, and the world less vivid. And yet, this process is fragile. When sleep is cut short, when the night is restless, the brain cannot complete its quiet task. Memories remain scattered like papers left unsorted. The next day may feel hazy, the details harder to recall. This is why rest is not a luxury, but a necessity. So as you lie here, breathing slowly, gently. Imagine your brain weaving its threads. Each inhalation gathers the day's impressions. Each exhalation lets them settle, stronger, clearer, safer. The work is silent, but profound. You are not simply sleeping. You are remembering, growing, becoming. Picture, if you will, a vast city at night. The streets are quiet, but within the buildings, lights flicker softly. Work is being done, unseen, steady, important. This city is your brain, and the quiet workers inside are busy with memory. Every new experience, every word, every moment of laughter, every challenge you faced, all of these arrive in your brain like travelers at a station. Some will stay only for a moment, passing through. Others must be given a place, a home, a permanent address. That placement, that gentle work of finding a home for memory, happens while you sleep. Scientists believe that during this time, the hippocampus, a small, curved structure deep within your brain, acts as a temporary storehouse. It holds the fresh memories of the day, like a notebook filled with quick notes. But as sleep continues, those notes are carefully copied into the neocortex, the larger outer part of the brain. Here they are filed, organized, and made permanent. It is as though the brain moves the precious contents from a fragile notebook into a great library where they will be safe. This explains why sleep is so closely tied to learning. Without sleep, the hippocampus grows crowded, its notebook full. New information struggles to take hold because there is no space left. But with deep rest, the transfer is made, the notes copied, the shelves filled. Then the hippocampus is free to collect new knowledge the next day. In this way, sleep and memory form a cycle, a rhythm that allows us to grow. To learn well, we must rest well. To rest well, we must honor the needs of the mind. Think for a moment about your own life. Have you ever tried to study late? Your eyes heavy, your thoughts slow? Perhaps you close your books, slept, and in the morning, the answers felt clearer. That is the gift of memory consolidation. It works quietly, without your effort, without your awareness, but always in your service. Even your identity, your sense of self, is shaped by this nightly process. For what are we, if not a collection of memories? Every relationship, every dream, every skill we practice depends on the brain's ability to keep what matters. Without consolidation, life would dissolve into fragments, moments unconnected, like stars scattered, without a constellation. But with sleep, the stars join together, forming patterns, stories, guiding lights. And so, tonight, as you close your eyes, you can trust your brain to do its quiet work. The librarian will sort the books. The gardener will water the seeds. The city will keep its lights on, working in silence, so that by morning you will not only be rested, but wiser, stronger, and more complete. This is the hidden gift of the night, the gentle weaving of memory, the silent sculpting of who you are. As you rest, your body begins a quiet transformation. To the outside world, you may appear still, peaceful, inactive, but within, a delicate orchestra begins to play. Each organ, each system, each tiny cell takes its place in the rhythm of repair. When you drift into slumber, your body does not simply switch off. Instead, it shifts into a different mode, a healing mode. Imagine a workshop that opens only after dark. Its doors close to the noise of the day. Its workers come out with lanterns, and the repairs begin. This is what happens within you every single night. During the deeper stages of sleep, your body releases growth hormone. This chemical messenger acts like a master builder, instructing your tissues to mend, to restore, to renew. Tiny tears in your muscles, caused by the simple act of moving, are stitched back together, making them stronger. Cells that were damaged by the sun, by stress, or by time are quietly replaced. It is as though the body has a team of caretakers, working patiently in silence, repairing the small cracks of the day. Your skin, too, benefits from this hidden process. While you sleep, blood flow to skin increases, bringing nutrients and oxygen, encouraging renewal. This is why a good night's rest can bring a softness to the face, a gentle glow by morning. It is not simply rest, it is regeneration. And deep inside, your bones also feel the touch of repair. Minerals are deposited, fractures are mended, and strength is maintained. Even the heart and blood vessels are renewed during these hours, their walls receiving the care they need to stay resilient. To imagine this more clearly, think of a garden. In the day, the sun shines brightly, the plants use energy, the soil becomes dry. But at night, the air cools, dew gathers, and the earth replenishes itself. What looks like stillness is in fact a time of restoration. So it is with your body. And perhaps the most fascinating part is that you do not have to guide it. You do not need to think, to direct, to remind. The body knows, and it remembers, and it heals. Night after night, it undertakes this sacred task. So as you breathe slowly now, imagine your body's silent workers, moving carefully within, mending fibers, soothing tissues, refreshing the very structures that keep you whole. The day has asked much of you, but the night gives back. When you drift into the deeper waves of sleep, the repair does not only touch your muscles and skin, it travels further to every hidden corner of your body. Think of sleep as a master caretaker, visiting each room in the house of your being, checking carefully, fixing quietly, making sure all is well. One of the most important tasks at night is the repair of your cardiovascular system. All day, your heart has been beating tirelessly, sending blood, nutrients, and oxygen to every part of you. It does not pause. It does not rest. And yet, when you sleep, the heart finds its moment of ease. Blood pressure lowers, the heart rate slows, and stress on the vessels decreases. This nightly calm is like a deep breath of the heart, a chance to regain balance. Without it, the strain of constant work could weigh heavily over time. Then there is the musculoskeletal system. Every step you take, every motion you make, leaves small marks on your muscles and joints. Not damage exactly, but small reminders of effort. In sleep, the body releases repair proteins, stitching those tiny marks together, strengthening what was stretched, smoothing what was stressed. Athletes know this truth well. The secret to strength is not only in training, but in sleeping, because it is in the night that the true building happens. Another quiet miracle unfolds in the skin. During the day, Your skin acts as a shield, protecting you from sunlight, wind, and the touch of the world. But while you rest, its defenses soften, and its renewal begins. Collagen, the protein that gives skin its strength, is rebuilt. Tiny cuts and invisible scrapes are mended. If you have ever noticed that a wound looks calmer after a good night's sleep, it is because the body used the darkness to heal. Even your cells' energy systems find their balance at night. Mitochondria, the tiny engines within your cells, repair their machinery so they can give you energy again tomorrow. It is like sending your car into the workshop overnight, so it runs smoothly the next day. And perhaps most mysterious of all is the body's cleansing system, known as the glymphatic system. In the silence of night, this system opens, washing the brain with cerebrospinal fluid, removing waste, flushing toxins, clearing the pathways of thought. During the day, debris collects, but at night, the gentle rivers of the glymphatic system flow through, sweeping the clutter away. By morning, the brain awakens refreshed, its pathways clear, its clarity restored. To imagine this, picture a quiet city street after a festival. During the day, there was activity, noise, and energy. But as night falls, street sweepers arrive, cleaning carefully, restoring order. By dawn, the streets look new again. This is what happens within you each and every night. And so, the body's repair system is not one task, but 1,000 quiet tasks, happening all at once, woven together like threads in a tapestry. You may not feel it, you may not see it, but by morning, you carry the proof within you. A heart renewed, muscles restored, skin softened, and a mind made clear. Think for a moment about how different the world feels in the morning, after a night of deep, healing rest. Your body has spent hours in quiet repair, and what emerges at sunrise is a version of you that is stronger, softer, and more prepared for the day ahead. We often say that time heals, but in truth, it is not time alone. It is sleep. Sleep is the healer, the craftsman, the silent guardian. Without it, the wounds of life linger. With it, the body carries out a nightly ritual of restoration. Imagine a traveler who walks long and far during the day. Their shoes grow worn. Their body grows tired. At night, they reach a safe inn where the fire glows softly, and caretakers gently tend to them, repairing shoes, washing clothes, soothing aches. By morning, the traveler is ready to walk again. This is your body each night. You are the traveler, and sleep is in that restores you. Another way to see it is through the life of children. Have you noticed how little ones, after a full day of running, playing, and discovering the world, fall asleep deeply, only to awaken taller, stronger, more vibrant than before? Their bodies are in a constant state of growth, and sleep fuels that growth. Even in adults, the same principle applies. We may not grow taller, but we grow stronger. We mend, we balance. The workshop of the night never closes. Even the smallest acts of healing, the closing of a paper cut, the easing of a sore muscle, the calming of an overworked heart, these are all gifts of sleep. They remind us that healing is not always dramatic or sudden. Often it is slow, gentle, quiet, but powerful. And there is something profoundly comforting in knowing that the body carries out this work for you without being asked. You do not need to plan it. You do not need to remember it. The repair system is written into your very nature. Every night, as you surrender to slumber, it awakens, faithful, tireless, and kind. So as you lay down each evening, you might imagine your body like a grand library with keepers who walk its halls by candlelight. They mend the pages, restore the shelves, polish the lamps, and by morning, the library stands ready again, full of knowledge, full of beauty, ready for a new day. Your body, just the same, will quietly take the wear and tear today and transform it into strength for tomorrow. And so, in every breath of rest, you are healing. In every moment of stillness, you are renewed. And with every night of sleep, your body tells you softly, I am here. I am repairing. I am keeping you whole. As night descends, and you drift slowly into slumber, a quiet orchestra awakens within you. But this orchestra does not play with violins or flutes. It plays with chemicals called hormones. These tiny messengers travel through your blood, carrying signals, turning on processes, and shaping the rhythm of your sleep. Hormones are like soft voices, whispering instructions to the body. They tell your cells when to rest, when to repair, when to grow, and when to wake again. Without them, the harmony of sleep would fall into silence. But with them, the night becomes a symphony of balance and renewal. Perhaps the most famous of these is melatonin. You might think of melatonin as the conductor of this orchestra, the gentle hand that signals when it is time to begin. As the evening sky darkens, your brain's pineal gland releases melatonin, spreading it into your bloodstream. The message is simple. Night has come, it is time to rest. In ancient times, when there were no glowing lamps, no screens, and no artificial light, melatonin rose naturally with the setting sun. It was the earth itself that told us when to sleep through the pattern of light and dark. Even today, your body listens for those signals. The fading of daylight is like a lullaby to your biology. But melatonin is not the only player. Once you enter sleep, another hormone rises quietly, growth hormone. Its name may suggest it belongs only to children. But in truth, growth hormone is essential for all ages. It is the master healer, stimulating tissue repair, building muscle, strengthening bone, and encouraging renewal at the deepest level. If melatonin is the conductor, then growth hormone is the craftsman, the one who works silently in the background, restoring you piece by piece. And then there's cortisol. Unlike the others, cortisol waits for morning. It rises with the light, whispering, awaken, it is time to begin again. Cortisol has been given the name, the stress hormone, but in truth, it is not an enemy. It is simply a messenger of energy, a way to help you rise, focus, and move. Without it, the world would feel heavy, and the morning would not come. Together, these hormones create a cycle. Melatonin guiding you into sleep, growth hormone repairing through the night, and cortisol gently lifting you into dawn. It is a perfect balance, woven into your very biology. So when you lie down and let the night carry you, remember this orchestra. Though you may not hear it, though you may not feel it, It is playing for you, softly, beautifully, faithfully, every single night. If you picture sleep as a story, then hormones are the characters, each with its own personality, its own timing, its own purpose. We met melatonin, the conductor who welcomes the night. We met growth hormone, the craftsman repairing and rebuilding. We met cortisol, the morning herald, calling you to rise. But there are more, many more, whose roles are just as important and just as delicate. One of them is insulin. During the day, your body takes in food, breaking it down into sugars that fuel your muscles, your brain, your every movement. At night, insulin steps in quietly, helping to store away this energy like a careful keeper, placing logs beside a fire, ready for tomorrow. This balance between storing and using energy is part why good sleep helps keep the body healthy, while poor sleep can cause imbalance. Another gentle player is leptin, the hormone of fullness. When you have eaten enough, leptin tells the brain, rest now, you are satisfied. And during sleep, leptin rises, keeping you feeling nourished, so that hunger does not disturb your rest. Its quiet partner is ghrelin, the hunger signal, which lowers while you sleep. Together, they form a balance, ensuring that night remains a time of peace, rather than a time of searching for food. Consider also oxytocin, often called the love hormone, released during gentle touch, during comfort, during trust. Oxytocin rises during sleep as well. It lowers stress, softens the heart, and even helps the brain form memories. It is as though sleep not only heals the body, but nurtures the soul. In the quiet of night, oxytocin whispers, you are safe, you are cared for, you may let go. And then, in the background, flow hormones that regulate temperature, blood pressure, and metabolism. Tiny shifts that ensure the body's inner environment remains calm and balanced. All of this happening while you drift, unaware, in dreams. Think of it like a village at night. The people rest, but in the streets, watchmen guard. Healers move from home to home. Lamplighters keep the glow alive. So, too, in your body, hormones work quietly, each in its place, each with its role. You are the village, and sleep is the night. That lets all things come into balance. So when you close your eyes, know that inside you there is harmony. A symphony of hormones is watching over you, keeping you nourished, keeping you safe, and preparing you for the dawn. When you think of sleep, it is easy to picture it simply as closing your eyes, resting, and drifting into dreams. But beneath that stillness, a far deeper story unfolds. A story written in chemistry, a story told by hormones. Each one, as we have seen, plays its part. Melatonin guiding you into night, growth hormone repairing, cortisol lifting you into dawn, leptin and ghrelin balancing hunger, oxytocin soothing the heart. Individually, they are remarkable, but together they weave a fabric of life, so essential, so delicate, that without it, your very health would falter. Imagine for a moment a great tapestry. At first glance, you see only the picture, perhaps a soft night sky, filled with stars. But if you look closer, you notice that the stars are stitched by countless threads, crossing interweaving, strengthening one another. Sleep is that sky. Hormones are those threads. One alone cannot hold the pattern, but together they create beauty and strength. This is why when sleep is cut short or disturbed, you feel the difference. Perhaps you wake hungry because leptin and ghrelin fell out of balance. Perhaps your body aches because growth hormone was not given enough time to complete its repairs. Perhaps your mind feels cloudy because cortisol rose too early, before the brain was ready. These are gentle reminders from your biology that hormones need sleep as much as you do. But when sleep is honored, when you allow yourself to follow the rhythm of night, the orchestra plays in harmony. Melatonin rises as the sun sets, inviting calm. Growth hormone flows in the deeper hours of sleep, mending, renewing. Leptin whispers that you are satisfied. Oxytocin softens your spirit. And as the morning light approaches, cortisol awakens you, not with jarring force, but with a steady, natural lift. You open your eyes, not startled, but restored. The beauty of this system is that it has been with us since the beginning of life, long before electricity, long before alarms, long before the rush of modern days. The rising and setting of the sun taught our bodies this song. And still, even now, beneath the glow of screens and the weight of busy schedules, your body remembers. Every night, if you let it, it will guide you back into balance through the wisdom of hormones. So when you rest tonight, think of the orchestra within you. It plays a concert. You cannot hear with your ears, but your body feels it deeply. It is the rhythm of melatonin, the quiet work of growth hormone, the loving embrace of oxytocin, the gentle call of cortisol at dawn, a symphony written by nature itself, for your health, for your peace, for your renewal. And so, hormones are not just chemicals. They are caretakers, messengers, and healers. They are the unseen companions who journey with you each night, ensuring that sleep is not only rest, but restoration. As you close your eyes at night and drift gently into sleep, your body does not simply rest. It also strengthens its defenses, quietly, steadily, like a fortress preparing for a new day. This is the hidden gift of sleep. It boosts the immune system, helping you stay healthy, protected, and resilient. To imagine this, think of your body as a castle. During the day, its gates are open, welcoming food, meeting people, touching the world. But in this openness, threats can also enter. Tiny invaders, bacteria, viruses, and stressors. By night, the gates close. Inside, soldiers repair their armor, train in the courtyard, and strengthen the walls. Sleep is this nightly restoration, a chance for the immune system to prepare itself for tomorrow's challenges. Science has shown us that during sleep, special proteins called cytokines are released. These are like messengers, whispering instructions to immune cells. Be ready here, guard this area, remember that invader. Cytokines rise especially during deep sleep, helping the body fight infection and recover from illness. This is why, when you are sick, your body craves more sleep. It knows that rest is its greatest medicine. Imagine a small cut on your hand. During the day, you might clean it, cover it with a bandage, and carry on. But it is at night, while you are asleep, that your immune system truly takes over. White blood cells arrive, clearing out damaged tissue, building new layers, and closing the wound. By morning, the healing has already advanced, quietly, without you noticing. In the same way, the immune system learns and remembers. If you have ever had a vaccine, you may know that your body needs time to build protection. Much of this process happens during sleep as immune cells study the invader, store information, and prepare faster defenses for the future. It is as though at night your body holds secret training sessions, teaching its guards to recognize unwelcome faces at the gate. And so, every night of sleep is a gift to your health. It is not simply about feeling rested, but about feeling protected, because while you rest, your immune system grows stronger, quieter, sharper, and more prepared. When we speak of the immune system, we often think of it only in moments of illness, a fever, a cough, a time when the body struggles. But the truth is softer and far more constant. Your immune system is always awake, always listening, always guarding you. And each night, when you surrender to sleep, it uses that time to repair, to train, and to renew its strength. Let us imagine the body as a library. During the day, many visitors arrive. Some are kind, others disruptive, and still others unknown. The librarians, your immune cells, must handle them all. It can be chaotic, messy, overwhelming. But when night comes, the library closes its doors. The librarians sort the books, file records, make notes of who was troublesome, and prepare new systems to handle tomorrow's visitors. This is the immune system at rest, using sleep to become wiser and stronger. One fascinating example comes from the way your body responds to colds and viruses. Research shows that people who regularly sleep less than 7 hours a night are far more likely to catch a cold when exposed to the same virus than those who sleep 8 hours or more. It is not simply coincidence. During sleep, antibodies are created, those tiny defenders that recognize and neutralize threats. With less sleep, fewer antibodies are formed, leaving the body more open to illness. Consider, too, the role of fever. It may feel unpleasant, but fever is one of the immune system's oldest, most powerful tools. At night, as your body rests, the release of cytokines can help raise temperature, slowing invaders, and giving your white blood cells a better chance to fight. This is why rest is prescribed as often as medicine, because in sleep, the immune system is already at work. There is also memory in the immune system, just as there is memory in the brain. When you encounter a virus, your immune cells remember it, and much of that memory is strengthened during sleep. In a way, the immune system dreams, reviewing the faces of past intruders, rehearsing how to stop them, so that if they ever return, it will know exactly what to do. And beyond illness, this nightly boost shapes the way you feel every day. If you have ever noticed that after a poor night's sleep, you feel more tired, more achy, more vulnerable, it is your immune system speaking. It is telling you that without sleep, its guards are weary, its gates less secure. But after a night of deep, uninterrupted rest, your body feels lighter, your mind clearer, your health renewed. So, the immune system, like a patient gardener, tends to you in the night, pulling out the weeds, watering the soil, and preparing you for a new day. Each hour of sleep is another gift of protection. Imagine for a moment a world in which no one slept. People would still move, still work, still speak, but their bodies would weaken. Illness would spread more quickly. Wounds would heal more slowly, and minds would become fragile. Without sleep, the immune system cannot thrive. It would be like a city where the guards never rest, growing tired, losing focus, leaving the gates open. Now imagine the opposite, a person who honors their sleep. Night after night, they give themselves the gift of rest, and in return, their immune system grows resilient. When challenges come, a flu season, a stressful week, a sudden chill in the air, their body is prepared. The guards are strong, the walls are high, and the memory of past invaders is sharp and ready. Science has offered gentle proof of this. In one study, people who slept well after receiving a vaccine produced nearly twice as many antibodies as those who stayed awake. It was not the needle alone that gave protection, but the sleep that followed. In this way, rest and medicine are partners. The body listens to both. There are also deeper rhythms at play. During certain stages of sleep, especially deep, slow-wave sleep, the immune system becomes most active. Cytokines rise, antibodies circulate, and white blood cells patrol the bloodstream. It is as if the night is divided into secret shifts, each one focusing on a different form of protection. By dawn, the immune system has completed its rounds, and the body awakens, renewed and guarded. Even the smallest creatures remind us of this truth. Birds rest in hidden nests, their bodies mending with sleep. Cats curl quietly, eyes half closed, immune system strengthening as they dream. Across nature, every living being leans on sleep to remain alive, healthy, and whole. So, as you close your eyes tonight, know that you are not simply drifting into dreams. You are giving your immune system a chance to rise, to protect, and to prepare. With each slow breath, with each gentle hour of rest, your body is guarding you in silence. And when morning comes, you will rise not only rested, but defended. Your immune system quietly stronger, ready to face the day ahead. When most people think of sleep, they imagine it as a single, unbroken state, like closing a door at night and opening it again in the morning. But in truth, sleep is not one simple thing. It is a rhythm, a dance of stages, a cycle that repeats again and again throughout the night. This cycle is a heartbeat of rest. It is what ensures that sleep is not only long, but truly restorative. Without it, we would awaken groggy, confused, and unprepared for the day ahead. With it, we wake refreshed, our minds sharp, our bodies restored. The sleep cycle is made of 4 main stages. The first, light sleep, is like the edge of a pool where the water is shallow and safe. You drift in, half awake, half dreaming, your body beginning to relax, your thoughts loosening their grip. The second stage takes you deeper. Here, your body temperature lowers, your heart slows, and your brain waves become calm and steady. It is the longest stage of sleep, the quiet meadow where your body gathers energy. Then comes deep sleep, sometimes called slow wave sleep. This is the most restorative stage, the foundation of healing. Your tissues repair, your bones and muscles strengthen, and your immune system works most diligently. It is a kind of nightly rebirth, where the body quietly renews itself. And finally, there is REM sleep, the stage of vivid dreams, rapid eye movements, and heightened brain activity. Though your body lies still, your mind dances, exploring worlds of imagination, weaving memories together, and nourishing your creativity. These 4 stages, together, form a single cycle. Each cycle lasts about 90 minutes, and during a full night, you pass through 4 to 6 of them. It is as if the night is a journey across the ocean, waves of light sleep, deep valleys of slow wave rest, and bright currents of dreaming. The pattern repeats, again and again, carrying you gently to morning. But why is this cycle so important? Because each stage offers something unique. Without light sleep, you would not ease smoothly into slumber. Without deep sleep, your body would not heal. Without REM sleep, your mind would lose its creativity and memory. The cycle is like a symphony, each instrument adding its voice, each note completing the song. And so, the importance of the sleep cycle is not just in its existence, but in its balance. When the stages unfold naturally, night after night, they create harmony, a harmony that allows the mind and body to awaken renewed. Imagine, if you will, a painter working late into the night. She has a canvas before her, brushes at hand, and colors scattered across the table. If she only dipped into one shade, blue perhaps, her painting would remain unfinished. The beauty would be incomplete. But when she takes time to use every color, layer by layer, the canvas becomes whole. Sleep is like that canvas. Each stage is a different color, and together they form the complete masterpiece of rest. The sleep cycle works in layers, and the timing of these layers shapes how you feel the next day. In the first half of the night, your body spends more time in the deep restorative stages. This is when tissues heal, growth hormone is released, and the immune system renews itself. It is as though the body prioritizes its physical repair early on, making sure your foundation is strong. In the second half of the night, the balance shifts. You spend more time in REM sleep, where the mind becomes active, dreams are longer, more vivid, and more meaningful. Your brain organizes thoughts, stores memories, and explores creativity. It is as though the mind, once the body is secure, takes its turn to heal and grow. This shift between body and mind is one of the great secrets of the sleep cycle. If you cut the night short, you often rob yourself of REM sleep. The mind wakes unfinished, memories scattered, thoughts foggy. If your sleep is broken in the early hours, you may lose deep sleep instead. The body's time for restoration. In both cases, the balance is lost, and the masterpiece incomplete. Think of the sleep cycle as a kind of dance. Each step leads to the next. Each movement flows into the other. To interrupt the dance is to miss the music. But when the cycle is honored, when the rhythm of 90 minutes repeats again and again, the dance becomes graceful, and you awaken, refreshed. It is not about sleeping more, but about sleeping better, allowing every stage its moment, every cycle its turn. This is the quiet art of renewal, woven gently into the night. The sleep cycle is not just a pattern, but a guardian of balance. protecting both body and mind. And the more we honor this rhythm, the more deeply we benefit. Think for a moment of the sun and moon. Every day, the sun rises and sets, and the moon takes its place, guiding the night sky. This pattern has repeated for billions of years. Steady and reliable, it creates order for the earth, telling plants when to open their flowers, telling animals when to rest or hunt. Your sleep cycle is your own inner sun and moon, a rhythm guiding your body, telling it when to heal, when to dream, when to restore. When the cycle is strong, life flows more smoothly. You wake with clarity, your thoughts organized, your body strong. Your immune system stands tall against illness. Your emotions feel balanced, and your memory is sharper. It is as if every part of you is tuned to the same gentle music. But when the cycle is disrupted, the effects can ripple outward. Shift work, late night screens, or irregular bedtimes can confuse your internal rhythm. You may fall asleep, but your sleep is scattered, missing the deeper stages. It is like listening to only half a song, or reading only half a story. You wake in the morning, but feel unfinished, your energy thin, your mind unsteady. The beauty of the sleep cycle, however, is its resilience. Just as a river finds its path again after being blocked, your sleep can often return to balance with small, gentle changes. Going to bed at the same time each night, allowing yourself enough hours to rest, keeping lights dim in the evening, and avoiding stimulation close to bedtime. These habits protect the rhythm, and once the rhythm is steady, the cycle unfolds naturally, like the gentle rise and fall of waves. The importance of the sleep cycle, then, is not only in understanding it, but in honoring it, giving it the space, the quiet, and the consistency it needs. For when you do, each stage plays its part, each night becomes whole, and every morning greets you with a sense of renewal. The sleep cycle is, in many ways, a silent partner in your life, a faithful friend who works quietly in the background, weaving healing and clarity into your nights. To care for it is to care for yourself. Waking up in the morning, when done gently and fully, is not simply the end of sleep. It is the completion of a cycle, a quiet rebirth into the day. Think of a flower, closed during the cool night, its petals folded in silence. Then, as the first rays of sunlight touch its edges, the flower slowly opens, stretching outward, welcoming the day. This, too, is the natural rhythm of waking. It is not meant to be abrupt, but to unfold gradually, in harmony with the body's inner clock. Your body prepares for waking, long before your eyes open. In the final stages of sleep, your brain gently increases its activity. Your heart beats a little faster, and hormones begin to shift. Cortisol, a hormone often misunderstood, rises in the morning, not to create stress, but to give you energy, helping you feel alert and ready. At the same time, melatonin, the hormone of night, fades quietly away. It is a handoff, like two friends exchanging places, one stepping aside, the other stepping forward. When this transition is smooth, you wake naturally refreshed. Your mind feels clearer, your muscles less heavy, your thoughts steady. But when the transition is forced, perhaps by an alarm that cuts too sharply, or by a night of broken sleep, you may feel groggy, confused, and heavy-headed. This state, sometimes called sleep inertia, is the body's way of saying, I was not quite finished yet. There are small, gentle ways to honor the art of waking, letting natural light filter into your room, allowing your body to sense the morning helps the brain recognize that it is time to rise, moving slowly, stretching lightly, taking a few calm breaths. These signal to your body that the transition is safe, that it can let go of sleep fully. Waking refreshed is not only about sleep itself, but about the way we bridge the quiet world of dreams with the living world of day. When that bridge is crossed slowly, with care, the morning becomes gentle and the day begins with grace to wake up refreshed. We must look not only at the moment of waking, but also at the care we give ourselves through the entire night before. Morning is, in truth, the reflection of how we treated our sleep. Imagine a traveler on a long journey. If they rest well at the inn, with food, warmth, and comfort, they rise the next day eager to continue. But if their night is broken and restless, their morning feels heavy, their steps uncertain. In the same way, our mornings are shaped by how kindly we allowed ourselves to rest. One of the keys to waking refreshed is consistency. The body's internal clock, its circadian rhythm, thrives on regularity. When you go to bed at a similar time each night and wake at a similar time each morning, your body learns a rhythm. It begins to anticipate, to prepare, and this anticipation makes waking smooth and natural. It is like a musician who knows the song by heart. They no longer need to think, for the rhythm carries them. Another secret lies in the final hour of the night. During this time, your body enters lighter stages of sleep, drifting toward wakefulness. If you rise during these lighter stages, you awaken more easily, as though stepping onto the shore, after floating in calm waters. But if you are forced awake from deep sleep, you may feel as if pulled too quickly from the depths of an ocean, groggy, heavy, disoriented. This is why gentle waking aids, like alarms that brighten the room gradually, or soft tones that increase slowly, can feel kinder than sudden noise. Environment also shapes your morning. A cool, dark, and quiet space at night creates a better chance for your sleep cycle to finish gracefully. Then, in the morning, welcoming sunlight into your room, opening a window for fresh air, or drinking a glass of water upon waking. These little rituals signal your body. The new day has begun. They do not rush you, but gently nudge you forward. To wake refreshed is also to wake connected to yourself, to the day, and to the world outside. When the first moments of morning are treated with calm and softness, the tone of the day shifts. Your thoughts are clearer, your energy steadier, and your heart more at peace. So the secret of waking refreshed is not one thing alone, but a weaving together of rhythm, environment, and care. It is a gentle continuation of the night's work, flowing naturally into the light of morning. There is something profoundly beautiful about the way sleep ends and morning begins. It is not a sharp boundary, but a gentle blending, like the horizon where night slowly surrenders to day. To wake refreshed, we must honor this blending. It is not about leaping from bed the very instant our eyes open, but about giving space, time, and grace to the fragile moment of return. Think of a deep-sea diver who has traveled far beneath the surface. When it is time to rise, they do not shoot upward all at once. That would be dangerous. Instead, they ascend slowly, pausing at intervals, allowing their body to adjust. So too is waking. We emerge from the depths of sleep, gradually allowing our mind, our muscles, and our breathing to adjust to the light of the world again. Stretching in bed, even for just a minute, is one of nature's simplest tools. When animals awaken, you often see them stretch their limbs, arch their backs, and yawn deeply. This is not only instinct, it is biology. Stretching tells the muscles to wake. It increases blood flow, and it sends signals to the brain that the body is ready for movement. Another gentle step is breathing deeply, a few slow breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring oxygen flowing back through every corner of the body. It clears the fog of sleep and replaces it with clarity. And then there is gratitude, taking a quiet moment upon waking to notice the comfort of the bed, the stillness of the room, the softness of the morning light. This small practice can color the entire day. It grounds you, gives peace to your thoughts, and transforms waking from an obligation into a blessing. When we wake refreshed, we are not only rested, we are restored. Our mind carries the memories that were shaped in the night. Our body carries a healing that occurred in sleep, and our spirit carries the calm of dreams. We step into the day, not as someone who merely survived the night, but as someone renewed by it. So, waking refreshed is not simply about the morning. It is the final gift of sleep, the closing note of the song that began the night before. It reminds us that rest is not wasted time, but the quiet preparation for all that we will become when the sun rises again. And so, dear listener, we have traveled together through the night, wandering softly through the mysteries of sleep. We have seen the quiet beginning, the stages and rhythms, the dreams that dance across the mind, the memories that take root, and the healing that unfolds in silence. We have listened to the whispers of hormones, to the strength given to the immune system, and to the importance of cycles that cradle us night after night. And finally, we have discovered the gentle beauty of waking refreshed, reborn into the day. As you lie here now, perhaps already drifting, let these thoughts be a comfort, not as lessons to remember, but as soft companions to rest beside you. Your body knows how to sleep, your mind knows how to dream, and your soul knows how to find peace. In the quiet hours of the night, I wish for you a deep, restorative rest, where every breath feels easy and every moment carries you closer to calm. May your dreams be kind, your heart be light, and your morning rise gently like the sun itself. Thank you for joining me here on the Bedtime Discoveries. Until we meet again, I send you peace. I send you blessings. And now, softly, good night and goodbye.